Hello and welcome to the Get It Manager Training. My name is Sasha Straub and I'll be walking you through the training today. First, let's give you an overview of what Get It is. Get It stands for Guest Experience Tracker, which is an automated closed-loop rotation tracking system. We track the retail sales associate's time in rotation, with a customer, and off the floor, with reporting on this data as well as a real-time KPI tracking tool with alerts. Here's a breakdown of the user map. You have the individual salesperson metrics, which is the salesperson KPI section. That's designed to be accessed from the salesperson's personal phone or other device, where they can track their 10 different metrics and set up alerts on rotation or KPIs. The next section is the up desk, which is the up board. That's the iPads that are installed in your stores for the automatic salesperson rotation tracking. And lastly, we have the tablet desktop portion, which is the manager and admin section, which is what we'll be going over in the training today. The manager admin URL is shown on this slide. This will also be emailed to you so that you can access this. You're able to log in from any device that has internet access, so you can do this at work, at home, on your phone or computer. It won't look as good on a phone because it's a smaller screen and it's really designed to be accessed from a tablet or desktop. And you'll log in using your store's assigned username and password. Now we'll move right on to the web browser to go over the manager section. At your computer or tablet, any device that has internet access, you'll bring up the URL and then you'll enter your manager name and password. Going to use Shirley Brown as our example manager. We'll enter her information here. This is the main screen. You have a couple sections: the preferences and reporting, salesperson maintenance, upboard ordering, add ups and cap out, and promo and event maintenance. First, in the preferences and reporting, we have a number of reports. The first is the daily salesperson rotation log. That report is identical to the one that you see on the upboard itself, that lists out the salesperson as they've been with a customer, mirroring that manual sheet that you used to use. Next is the salesperson rotation time tracking. That breaks down your RSAs and the time they spent with a customer in rotation or off the floor. The overflow report shows when you've been in overflow and the number of salespeople who were on the floor at the time. Next is the log report. That's the line-by-line activity of everything that's happened on the upboard. Every little thing from being put on the board, moving from in rotation to with a customer, moving from rotation 5 spot to rotation 4 spot. That's all in that log report. So you probably won't use that very often, but it is there and available for you to see every detail. Next is the up reconciliation report. This is most utilized when you are using the power up and standard rotation combination. It breaks down the number of RSAs who are in a power up and the registered guests that they have, as well as their SPRG and average sale and some of the other KPIs. And then it also shows the section for the standard rotation RSAs, so you can see a comparison of the performance between the two. Next, we have the manager alerts report and the salesperson alerts report. Those are simply to know who has alerts set up on whom. So the manager alerts report shows which managers have alerts on which salespeople, and then the salesperson's alert report will show you as a manager which of your salespeople have alerts set up that they're getting that they've set up in their individual salesperson KPI section. So that's the quick rundown of the reports. If you'd like to run one, you simply check the box next to the report you'd like to run. You enter the email address that you'd like the report to go to. I'm going to use mine as an example. And then you click the options button in the right-hand side here. You can enter your store range. If you leave this blank, then you will get the results for all stores. I'm going to narrow it down to just store 2. Then you have the date ranges. There's some presets for today, the week to date, the last 7 days, and month to date. Or you can enter your own time frame by clicking here and pulling up the calendar here. So we'll just say I want to run this report from Sunday the 4th through Saturday the 10th. So I just want to know that particular week. Then I press save and then I'll hit send reports and the report has been sent. I'll get that in my inbox momentarily. If I'd like to run a different report, I can uncheck that one, or I can check 2 reports at a time. You do have to fill out the information again for who it goes to and what options that you'd like. So that's the report section. Next, we have salesperson maintenance. You'll click search and then you enter a salesperson's name. I'm going to be looking for Glenn Russell. You can enter their entire name or a part of it, and whatever matches that will appear in the list below. I'm specifically looking for Mr. Russell, so I'll click on his name, and this brings up his salesperson section. You have a couple fields where they are locked. This is information that comes in directly through the API from Storus, so we can't change that here. That gets changed in Storus if you need to. This email address and text number, they would be filled out if Glenn has logged into his salesperson KPI section and has filled out the email and text number for alerts. You'll notice the rotation type here. When we're using the power up portion of Get It, this is where you'd change a salesperson to a power up. That is currently turned off, and that will be at the direction of Arnie Capitanelli if and when that will be turned back on. But to change a salesperson, they're defaulted to standard. You use the drop down and you would select power up and press save to change someone to a power up. We're going to leave it as is for now. We'll scroll down to see the next section of the salesperson. If the salesperson is a manager or a manager in training, this box here will be checked. So you can do that here. We also get that imported directly if that's updated as far as DSG Online. That will update this as well, or you can go in and do it manually. The next part is important for you as far as alerts go. This is where you'll set up your manager alerts on a salesperson. So I'd like to set up one-time daily alerts for Glenn Russell, and I want them via email. So I'm going to enter my email address here. I'm going to leave the phone number blank. If I filled out both of these, I would get an alert both in my email and my phone, so via a text message. So you want to enter only what you'd like to receive. Now, you can see here the list of the 10 KPIs that we track through Get It. And you can see that Glenn already has his goal set. He looks to have an alert set up whether to see if he goes 2% below or above this average sale goal. So it looks like Glenn's got these set up. I've also previously been in here and I've set up a manager alert on his average sale, whether it goes 1% below or above the 1400 goal. So right now I'm receiving one alert on Glenn. Say I'd like to set up an additional alert or change it. I would like to know his SPRG. So I want to know if he falls 2% below or 2% above. And I'm going to change this average sale. I'm going to decide I don't want to know when he gets above his average sale goal. I just want to know when he's below. So all these alerts that are 0, you're not going to receive an alert for that particular KPI. So on Glenn, I'll receive the average sale and the SPRG alerts. So once I have this filled out and I have it where I want it, I'll scroll back to the top and press the save button, and that saves those alerts and the KPIs for me. Next section is Upboard ordering. So these are the ones that are listed who are on the Upboard in the in rotation section. So I'll switch over here to the Upboard. You can see they're in this exact order here. We'll go back to the admin section and say we want Bo to be moved to the number 2 spot. So we'll use the up arrow to move Bo, and he goes from 4 to 3, and then we have to go up again to move him from 3 to 2, and the others get moved down. Now I'll press save, and that saves that rotation. Now you see Bo is still at number 4 here, so the next time an activity happens, so if Albert were to go with a customer, or you can refresh the page at the top, and then Bo has moved from 4 to 2, just like he did in the admin section. So that's how you reorder the in rotation section of the Upboard if you are in need of doing that. The next section is the add ups and cap out. So this is the same as what you would see on the Upboard. The manager does not have to click on the salesperson's name to enter a password. To modify this, you can simply click on any of these particular sections to add an up or not. So we'll say for Eric here at the 1 o'clock time slot, he had 2 additional ups. We want to change that for him. And you can do this for today, for yesterday, or the previous day. And that's all on here. So if there's any registered guest totals you need to change for your RSAs that are prior to today or the 2 days before, you will need to go into DSG Online to do that. But if it is today or the last 2 days, you want to make sure you do that in Get It. So now in Eric, in the 1 o'clock, I didn't save that. So I'm going to enter that again, and I'm going to press save. And now that's going to update Eric's total. And now you can see he has 2 for the 1 o'clock time slot. And we can scroll over to the right-hand side here. If you're on a computer screen that's wide, you may not have to scroll. You should be able to see it all. And then you have the salesperson's total, so you can get a quick total for each person over here without having to add it up. Now, say there's an RSA that for some reason isn't on this list. Where that might occur is, say, Get It was down for a couple hours because your Wi-Fi was down. So you were using manual sheets for a little bit of that time. And then that RSA was gone before and did not occur a registered guest before they left. You can add a salesperson by pressing this button down here to be able to give them ups for that day. You'd simply enter the salesperson's Storis username and password and press Add Salesperson, and that will add them to this list, and then you can add ups just like we showed you with Eric here. I'm not going to do this because I am on the live site, so I don't want to interfere with the salesperson's actual totals for the day, so I will actually go back and clear out that 2 that I added for him, so we're not interfering with that. Make sure you save any changes before you exit the screen, and then hit the back button to get back to the main console. And the last section we have here is promo and event maintenance. Anything you enter here will show up in the salesperson's KPI section under the promo and events. This would be if you wanted to have reminders about or specifics about these that you want your salesperson to be able to access. So to add one of these, you simply add a event, and we'll say example 2015. You enter a start date for the promo, so we'll say this one started on the 11th and it's going to end on the 30th, and you can enter a description here, and I'm going to say this is an example promo. We'll say 25% off lamps and accessories, and we'll say, and so that's the text that you want. You can enter as much as you'd like. You press save, and then that shows up in the salesperson's KPI section so they can reference that if needed. That concludes the manager section of Get It. Once you've finished here, you can use the log out button to log out. If you have any questions, feel free to contact your admin and they can go over your specific questions with you.